Peace be upon you, my dear students. Today I'm gonna talk about the story for senior 3. النهاردة إن شاء الله حبايبي هتكلم عن القصة بتاعة ثالثة ثانوي Prisoner of Zenda سجين زندا. هلخص لكم الشابترز اوكي بشكل جميل ان شاء الله هتستفيدوا منها جدا. يعني نتكلم دلوقتي عن شابتر 1. شابتر 1 اول حاجه بيقول لي let's start. تعالوا نشوف البدايه بتاعتنا. نبدا. Rose was Rudolph Rasendel's sister-in-law. Rose was Rudolph Rasendel's sister-in-law. اوكي تمام. هي كانت زوجة اخوه. طيب. The thought he was lazy because he didn't do anything useful. The thought he was lazy because he didn't do anything useful. Okay? طيب. تعالوا ندخل على ال second point. But he said that هو قال ايه بقى؟ He had enough money to do anything he wanted. He had enough money to do anything he wanted. كمان he enjoyed an important position in society. He enjoyed an important position in society. كمان his brother was Lord Perlison. His brother was Lord Perlison and Rose was a countess. And Rose was a countess. كمان he was a member of the Rasendel family. He was a member of the Rasendel family. كمان his family didn't need to do things. يعني عيلته ما كانتش محتاجة ان هي اصلا تشتغل. تمام. ندخل على ال third point. He wasn't lazy all the time. He wasn't lazy all the time. He had studied hard and learned a lot. He had studied hard and learned a lot. Okay? طيب. He was at a German school and German university. He was at a German school and German university. He spoke German as well as he spoke English. He spoke German as well as he spoke English. بالضبط بنفس كفاءة الإنجليش كان بيتكلم German. He know how to speak French, Italian and Spanish. Okay, he know how to speak French, Italian and Spanish. لو حسبناهم كده هيبقوا كام لغة؟ German, okay, English, French, Italian, Spanish. يبقى 5 languages. Okay. He was good with a gun and a strong swordsman. He was good with a gun and strong swordsman. طيب. He was very good at riding a horse. He was very good at riding a horse. ندخل على البوينت اللي بعد كده. بيقول لي in 6 months time he would work for Sir Jacob in an embassy even if it was a terrible embassy. Even if it was a terrible embassy. He thought it was interesting. هو اعتقد ان الشغل في الامبسي with Sir Jacob was interesting job. طيب ندخل على البوينت اللي بعد كده. بيقول لي in the Times newspaper. In the Times newspaper اللي حصل he read that Rudolph the Fifth would be king in the next 3 weeks. Would be king in the next 3 weeks. كمان شاف ايه في التايمز newspaper. He كمان decided to travel to Ruritania بعد كده بعد ما شاف ان Rudolph the Fifth okay would be king in the next 3 weeks. He decided to travel to Ruritania okay to attend the coronation عشان يحضر حفلة التتويج. اوكي قرر ان هو يسافر روريتانيا عشان يحضر حفلة التتويج. اوكي. He didn't like to tell people where he went on his travel. He didn't like to tell people where he went okay on his travels. ما كانش عاوز يقول للناس اللي حواليه خالص ولا اخوه ولا مرات اخوه على ايه على السفريات اللي هو هيعملها. He didn't want Rose to think he was being lazy. هو ما كانش عايز روز تعتقد ان هو ايه lazy. he said he was going to write a book about social problems in the Alps. هاي قال لهم هروح اكتب كتاب طبعا عن الايه عن المشكلات الاجتماعية في جبال الألبس. نخش على البوينت اللي بعدها. excuse me please. In Paris he called on some old friends that he know in the French capital. Okay, he called some old friends that he know in the French capital. George Featherly worked at the embassy. Okay, George Featherly worked at the embassy. كلنا عارفين كده ان جورج فيذرلي كان بيشتغل في السفارة. Bertrand was a famous journalist in the city. Bertrand was a famous journalist in the city. Okay, طيب كمان they are in a restaurant and they told Radolf all about the latest events in Paris. The latest events in Paris. They ate هم كلوا في الريستورانت في المطعم and they told Radolf all about the latest events in Paris. A few important people were visiting the city recently. A few important people were visiting the city. كانوا بيزوروا المدينة recently حديثا. Antoinette de Maupin was leaving Paris that day. Okay? She was a guest of the Duke of Strelso, the capital of Ruritania. Okay? She was a guest. اللي هي مين؟ Antoinette de Maupin. تمام. Of the Duke Michael. Very good. برافو عليكم. Duke Michael of Strelso. Duke of Strelso. The capital of Ruritania. يبقى ستريلسو دي كانت the capital of of Ruritania. مين اللي كان الديوك بتاعها؟ كان ديوك مايكل. اوكي تمام. بوينت اللي بعد كده. On the train to Ruritania. ايه اللي حصل؟ He didn't see Antoinette because she was farther up the train. So he didn't see her. The guards at the borders stared at him and his passport. The guards, okay, at the borders على الحدود stared at him. قعدوا يركزوا فيه قوي وبدأوا ان هم يعملوا تشيك للباسبورت بتاعه. He read in the newspaper that all hotels were full of people. Okay, طبعا اكتشف في النيوزبيبر ان كل الفنادق خلاص يعني full capacity. He decided to stop at zenda. قرر ان هو يقف فين؟ في زندا. تعالوا نشوف in zenda بقى ايه اللي حصل معاه. In zenda the innkeeper wished the duke, the king's half brother. Okay, the innkeeper wished the duke, the king's half brother, was the new king. ده الانكيبر قاعد يتمنى له ويقول له احنا نتمنى كلنا ان انت تبقى نيو كينج. اوكي لمين؟ للديوك مايكل اللي هو الهاف براذر اوف ذا كينج. She loved the Duke of Strelso. هي الانكيبر ديت loved the Duke of Strelso. ديوك مايكل كانت بتحبه. All know him. كل الناس كانت عارفاه في زندا. اوكي كلهم كانوا بيحبوه مش الانكيبر بس، كلهم كانوا بيحبوه. اوكي كان فيموس جدا في زندا. He always lived in Ruritania. كان دايما عايش في روريتانيا. He cared about the people so people liked him. The king was almost a stranger. كان دايما الملك بتاعنا اوكي يعني دايما غريب عنهم، كانش مهتم بيهم زي ديوك مايكل. Okay, he was abroad for most of his life. Okay, كان الكينج بتاعهم دايما خارج البلاد معظم حياته، كانش مهتم بالعامة. Not many people ever know what he looked like. ناس كتيرة ما كانتش تعرف أصلا شكله عامل ازاي. He only liked hunting and good food. هو كان بيحب بس ان هو يصطاد وكان بيحب ياكل الاكل الجميل فقط لا غير. ما كانش مهتم بعامة الشعب يعني. Sorry. طيب ندخل على النيكست ستيب. جوهان the duke's servant. يبقى جوهان ده اللي هو مين؟ the duke's servant، خادم ديوك مايكل. when he saw Rasandel at the inn، لما شاف رازندل في الإن، okay, he took off his hat and stepped back in surprise. خلع الهات بتاعته اوكي ورجع خطوة لورا كده وهو متفاجئ مخضوض. he thought Rasandel was the king. هو كان في اعتقاده ان رازندل ده هو مين؟ هو الكينج. اوكي. he offered Rodolph to stay at his sister's house in Strelso. اوكي عرض على رادولف ان هو يقعد فين؟ في بيت اخته في مدينة سترالسو. Rodolph sent his luggage on to the station، طبعا بعتها للستيشن and said goodbye to the old lady and her daughters. اوكي تمام ودعهم بقى. طيب تعالوا نخش على الستيب بعد كده. the king was in zenda. تعالوا نشوف لما كان the king in zenda ايه اللي حصل. the duke invited his brother to stay in zenda. the duke invited his brother to stay in zenda. okay. the duke was preparing for the coronation in Strelso. the duke Michael was preparing for the coronation in Strelso. Rasandel decided to visit the castle and the forest. Rasandel decided to visit the castle and the forest. تعالوا نشوف الستيب اللي بعد كده. the castle of Zenda، قلعة زندا. it was very old but well built. okay. with a moat all around it. with a moat all around it. خندق مائي بيحيط بيها. اوكي ليه؟ عشان الخندق المائي ده يحميها من ايه؟ هجمات الاعداء. تمام. it could only be reached by a drawbridge. محدش يقدر يخش فيها غير عن طريق drawbridge. اوكي البريدج اللي هو المعلق اللي هو ممكن يتفتح ويتقفل. it was a beautiful place. ده وصف ليها يعني. طيب هنا بقى الستيب اللي بعد كده the forest of Zenda. ندخل على the forest of Zenda. there were tall and enormous trees which gave Rodolph cool shade. there were tall and enormous trees, okay, which gave Rodolph cool shade. كمان not much sun reached the ground through the many leaves. okay. not much sun reached the ground through the many leaves. تمام. it was so quiet and peaceful in the forest. it was so quiet and peaceful in the forest. تمام يا حبايبي. نخش على الستيب اللي بعد كده. بيقولي being impressed by the beauty of the forest. جمال بقى الغابة هو بقى انبهر بيها، أعجب بيها جدا. Rasandel fell into a deep sleep. okay. نام نوم عميق. he forgot all about the train and his luggage. نسى كل حاجة عن الترين بتاعه وعن اللاجج بتاعته وكل حاجة نسى خلاص. he was dreaming about living in the castle of Zenda. كان بيحلم ان هو يعيش في قلعة ايه؟ زندا من جمالها. اخر ستيب عندي في الشابتر ده عشان يبقى ده abbreviated chapter. Sapt and Fritz both worked for the king of Ruritania. both الاتنين بيشتغلوا مع king of Ruritania. Sapt and Fritz they were officers for their king. هم كانوا officers ضباط لking of Ruritania. That's it. okay. Like this we have finished our chapter 1. Till we meet again in chapter 2 and goodbye with my best wishes. Salam.